Hey guys, Cayna here from the Method Rating team. Today I will be doing an overview of Augur Mythic just like Bangers, Pemmel and Sko did. However, this time it will be for melee. I will also, just like Bangers, Pemmel and Sko, go over my talent setup quickly for the fight. However, enhancement talents are kind of set in stone, so instead I will be talking about my legendary uses a little bit as well. So going into the talents, for my level 15 talents I'm using Boulder Fist. It's kind of the only talent you can really run with Foresight, which obviously I have, so the other talents are just not close. Level 30, I would suggest you either use Feral Lunge or Wind Rush. I personally use Wind Rush because there is some timing that it's kind of nice to have, but it is definitely not necessary. Feral Lunge you can use in phase 1 and phase 2 phase 1 and phase 3 a couple of times, but it really isn't big. I just suggest to stick with Wind Rush with the team. Level 45 doesn't really matter. I personally use Lightning Surge Totem, but I never use it during the fight. Level 60, you should take Ancestral Swiftness. It is the by far best talent to take with Foresight. The extra haste is really nice. You can see at the screen I'm running a lot of haste because it's really good for a single target. Level 75, I'm using Tempest, which is the strongest talent with 2-set. Level 90, you use Crashing Storm. Fury of Air you just can't run because you'd rather use Lava Lash with the Foresight. Sundering, there is too little burst AoE in this fight, so it's not good. And then Crashing Storm is just like the standard then. Level 100 I'm using Landslide again as the only option. So for legendaries, I suggest you would use Pridus. I'm not using it because I don't have it. And the Healing Legs. The fight really doesn't have a very big DPS requirement anymore, so right now it's just all about staying alive. Enhancement Shamans are relatively squishy. We don't have a very big HP pool, we don't have the strongest personals, we don't have a passive absorb or immunity. So Pridus and the Healing Legs are actually very nice for survivability, and I suggest you use them. If you are for some reason running into phase 3 DPS issues and you have the Bloodlust Helm and the chest available, use those instead. They will give you the most DPS in phase 3. The Bloodlust Helm obviously for the extended Bloodlust, and there is a lot of small adds in phase 3 where you can use your Crash to hit 3 targets and you get a 10% damage, which is very nice. With that out of the way, I will quickly start the clip and we'll show you how melee point of view looks like. So here we have the pull timer incoming. You can see that there's a lot of spikes around the boss, and this is actually how we assign melee. Every single melee has their one spot. We didn't assign them really before this fight. Most people just kind of know where they are from previous week. You can see Noga under my left of the week RS. He is playing survival, so he has the extra range, so he will just stand out of the boss. I'm currently standing in the boss, which normally is where Revis is, but Revis is playing his mage right now because we're taking in some ults. You can also see that we are 4 healing. This is again because Ghost Priest is a ult. Normally we would 3 heal this, and it's also suggested that you do 3 heal this. I've heard people can 1-tank it, but you need some other people to taunt the boss. Personally, we always killed it with 2 tanks. Find it a lot easier, a lot stable. There's no real DPS requirement, so I don't see why you would 1-tank it either. So here we get one of the debuffs with the Grand Conjunction. Made a little bit of indecision right there, but I'm a Shaman, so I have a good Ghost Wolf. The melee you want to put in the middle because they might have to run through some friends. When a conjunction comes out, obviously you want someone with immobility. Don't put something like a guy that really doesn't have anything to get away from. So here we all stack up. This is where I'm using my Wind Rush Totem. Nice little use. I think Sko is using his Roar on the second one. I don't know if Druids can use Roar on every single one. Actually, if Ghost Priest die here as well. It's an ult, he doesn't have much HP, and the Frost debuff just took him. So here we have the second conjunction. Gonna quickly snatch up with Just Wait, trying to go in between his Meteor Fallings. We go right back to the boss. But yeah, this fight definitely has become a little bit easier over time. Shaman isn't particularly amazing at this fight. If you get a debuff, you have to run out melee, and the spec does suffer quite a bit from downtime. Just like any other melee spec though. Also, because melee is so dominant right now, it would be in you running even more than we are running right now. For example, last week we had some issues where there wasn't spot for melees around the boss anymore. So what instead you want to do is just take a spec that can do something during the conjunction and just have them stand out. You see where Naga is standing? Just stand like to the left or right of Naga, pretty much. Here we get some more debuffs. You can see Solaria standing, staying in as long as possible. If you're on spec with mobility as melee, you can definitely try and min-max this. Just stay in, use your speed out as late as possible. Obviously, Warrior can leap out, a Demon Hunter can just dash out. Here we're gonna get a little bit closer to the circle. We don't get debuff, however, so we're just gonna go back to our business of meleeing the boss. I don't think overall on this single attempt I get very few debuffs. This was, I think this was one pull and we killed pretty much everything. So the fight definitely has come a little bit easier. Here we run out again, go right back in. And we get the next conjunction. Again, do not get any conjunctions here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, I don't think I will get many debuffs again in this phase, so you won't see me running around a lot. But you can definitely see how the other melees were all standing really close to the meteors. Definitely keeping an eye on the meteors falling, because you don't want to stand in those. Here we get another Nova with the conjunction afterwards. So while going to spread, I'm gonna stay out of melee, use my ranged abilities instead, spam some lightning bolts, a bit of flame tongue, just in case I get the marks so I can stay out, look calmly. Right now the melee is very cluttered with green all around, so you can see that we're all standing around the same place. So if I would stand there, then obviously it's not gonna look very well. Everyone's gonna be atop if the conjunction comes, so I'd rather just be safe and stand out a little bit. Again, if you are progressing and you do want to push the DPS as much as possible, you can just assign again some DPS that can use their throw glaives, that can use the Bolt of Fist, Flame Tongue, Lightning Bolt, or just have a Survival Hunter like Naga stand out. You can see right now Naga standing right on coning, that's just like the range it has. You can see that we're actually skipping the first set of marks, which is one of the more difficult ones, because the boss has less HP, we have more DPS, so it's pretty simple. Right now we're looking for the eye, but it gets called out. So I'm gonna throw some sneaky lightning bolts in there. And we go back on the boss. So now the ad spawns and we lost. We use our pots, we use our CDs. But you can see me not swapping. This is for the simple reason that we don't have every single DPS assigned to the boss. I mean to the ad. We took some DPS that are actually still really good. Personally, I do think I should be on the ad and some other DPS, but I personally didn't progress this fight because Enhancer wasn't very good here. So instead, they decided to just be safe, put me on the boss for the early pulls and just stick with it. Here you can see me pop down my Wind Rush so everyone can run back to the position and we go get ready for the second ad. Yeah, you can definitely feel the nerfs over time on this boss. The Mythic encounter has become significantly easier. I think almost easier than Spellblade Aerial. Personally, from a DPS HPS requirement. Now the ad is spawning again. You will see me here go a little bit. You can see the melees taking positions. Also here, most melees have their positions. However, again, I did not personally progress this boss because of the spec. So, since I don't have my position, I'm just gonna be the smart guy and run back to the boss. Here we quickly run to Ghostly and go back on the boss. Again, right now I could be on the ad, but the eye spawns and this is gonna be a big cluster. So instead, we actually have Just Wait that get feared here and die, but we quickly laser him up and that goes down. And now, right now, we're just gonna wait until the boss dies. The fight for melee really isn't difficult. Right now, it's just about playing it safe. If you are a melee, don't try and rush it back to the boss. If your conjunctions are coming, make sure you're spread, and the boss should die relatively quickly. Get some nice loot in there. A big holy relic. Some tier sets we don't use. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you give a like and say something in the comments. What do you think? What would you like to see for the next fight? Do you want to see more fights? Make sure to give a subscription to the Mythic YouTube channel for future content. Thank you very much for watching guys, and see you later.